Over the timeline, going for the win! Oh!
Sometimes you play better, just trying on the energy, trying to do your best.
Darius Garland. He'll back up, crossed over, Green gets inside. He floats and scores.
Darius Garland, one of the Cavaliers' top stars today. Growing up in Gary, Indiana, a city where kids like Darius Garland rarely get a shot, where poverty and violence seep into every corner, Garland didn't just face adversity, he had to overcome it every single day. He once had to borrow his friend's shoes just to play basketball, went to bed hungry after grueling practice sessions. But no matter how hard life pushed him down, he clung to the basketball like a ticket out of his harsh reality. From a childhood of scarcity, Garland has risen to the ranks of the NBA's elite. He owns a lavish mansion in Cleveland, where every detail is custom designed to reflect the lifestyle of a young millionaire. In his garage sit luxury cars, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, each one a statement of success. During the summer, he unwinds at the most exclusive resorts, where only the ultra-wealthy can afford to stay. But fame doesn't come without its burdens. It brings pressure, scrutiny, and scandals that are impossible to escape. From accusations of lackluster effort and indifference toward his team's success, to rumors of him abandoning the Cavaliers when they needed him most, Garland's once pristine image has been tarnished in the eyes of the public. How did a boy who once had nothing rise to the heights of wealth and stardom? And when the storms of controversy hit, what keeps him standing strong, continuing to inspire millions? Today, let's take a deep dive into the life of the man many believe is destined to carry on LeBron James' legacy in Cleveland, Darius Garland. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more in-depth stories about this superstar. Your support is what drives us to bring you even more compelling content. Shattered knees in 8th grade. Darius Garland's childhood wasn't a fairy tale of instant glory. It was a journey of a boy growing up amidst pressure, expectations, and sweat-soaked basketball courts. Born on January 26, 2000, in Gary, Indiana, a gritty industrial city where dreams are often stifled by harsh realities, Darius, the youngest of 8 siblings, grew up in the shadow of his NBA-playing father, Winston Garland. Life wasn't easy in a large family, and basketball wasn't just a passion, it was an escape. Darius started playing basketball at the age of 5, taking his first steps on the old, cracked asphalt court near his home. In those days, the skinny kid would clutch a ball bigger than his arms, his eyes lighting up whenever his father recounted his glorious playing days. But it wasn't always fun and games. Winston, who played 7 seasons in the NBA, not only taught skills, but also placed an invisible burden on his son. "You have to be better than me, Darius." Those words were both motivation and a weight on the young boy. When he was 8, the family moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where Darius began honing his talent on local courts. Life was better there, but he still faced the challenges of being a young black teenager in a fiercely competitive environment. At Brentwood Academy, Darius not only played basketball, but also had to prove himself amidst skeptical eyes. His first knee injury came in 8th grade, a painful fall during a scrimmage, confining him to home for weeks, tears streaming down his face, not only from the pain, but also from the fear of his dreams shattering. But Darius didn't give up. He trained twice as hard, jogging on shaky legs after each recovery, his arms aching from hours of shooting hoops. His high school years were pivotal in shaping Darius's character. As a high schooler, he led Brentwood Academy to 4 state championships, earning the title of Tennessee Mr. Basketball 3 consecutive times. But behind the glory were lonely evenings when, while his friends went out, Darius stayed on the court, shooting under dim lights, telling himself to push beyond his limits. Once, his mother, Felicia, found him sitting dejectedly on the porch, his shoes torn after a grueling game. She hugged him, whispering, "You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just be yourself. That moment was like a flame warming Darius's heart in the storm of pressure. Before entering the 2019 NBA draft, Darius played only 5 games at Vanderbilt due to another severe knee injury. The physical and mental pain made him consider giving up. But his challenging childhood, from the cracked courts of Gary to the long nights in Nashville, had forged a resilient Darius Garland ready to step into the world's biggest basketball arena where dreams were no longer a luxury. Darius Garland's NBA career is a story of resilience where every step forward is earned with sweat and quiet tears. When the Cleveland Cavaliers selected him 5th overall in the 2019 NBA draft, many were skeptical. A young man who had just suffered a severe knee injury at Vanderbilt, playing only 5 college games, could he shine among the giants? But Darius didn't come to prove them wrong. He came to rewrite his own story. LeBron James's successor. His first season, 2019 to 2020, was a grueling challenge. With an average of 12.3 points per game, Garland often looked lost on the court, his passes inaccurate, and his eyes revealing the pressure of a rookie. The old injury lingered, making every step a test of patience. There were nights when he sat alone in the locker room, head in his hands, wondering if he truly belonged. But then, amidst the falls, he began to rise. That season wasn't a peak, but a foundation, where he learned to face failure. The turning point came in the 2021 to 2022 season. Garland exploded with an average of 21.7 points and 8.6 assists per game, leading the Cavaliers back to the playoffs after years without LeBron James. His sharp passes, his cold-blooded three-pointers, he was no longer a timid boy. The game against the Charlotte Hornets, where he scored 41 points and had 13 assists, was a vivid testament. After the game, he stood on the court, sweat dripping, whispering to himself, "I did it." It was the moment he overcame the shadows of his dark days. In the 2022 to 2023 season, Garland was officially recognized as an All-Star for the first time, a milestone the boy who played on the cracked courts of Gary, Indiana, never dared to dream of. He became the soul of the Cavaliers, combining perfectly with Donovan Mitchell to form a formidable backcourt duo. But success didn't come easily. A shoulder injury in a game against the Boston Celtics sidelined him for weeks, and the pain brought back old memories. Instead of succumbing, Garland returned stronger, averaging 21.6 points per game, as if to tell the world he wouldn't give up. Now, at 25, Garland continues to write his journey. In the 2024 to 2025 season, he remains a pillar of the Cavaliers, his plays becoming more refined and his confidence growing as a leader. Every time he steps onto the court, it's not just a game. It's an affirmation that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can rise and shine. Darius Garland has become a symbol of wealth and resilience in the NBA world. With a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars with the Cavaliers and numerous endorsement deals with major sports brands like New Balance, Garland is on his way to becoming a true multimillionaire. A nearly $200 million contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's start with the biggest milestone, the $197 million NBA contract Garland signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2022. This isn't a fairy tale. It's the hard-earned reality he fought to achieve. In the 2024 to 2025 season, he's pocketing $36.7 million, according to Spotrac, a figure that makes heads turn. But the salary is just the beginning. With an estimated net worth ranging from $30 to $35 million in 2024, according to Sportskeeda, Garland has turned his days of lingering injuries and skeptical glances into motivation to build an incredible financial empire. While specific details about his homes aren't widely publicized, we can reasonably imagine based on the lifestyle of NBA stars of his caliber. In Cleveland, where he's the heart of the Cavaliers, Garland likely owns a mansion worth around $5 to $7 million, a modern home with a private basketball court, state-of-the-art gym, and views of Lake Erie. Not stopping there, he may have invested in a luxurious penthouse in Nashville, where he grew up, worth around $3 million as a tribute to his challenging childhood. Towering glass walls, walnut interiors, and a small corner displaying his high school sneakers all tell the story of his journey to the top. Garland's car collection is another chapter in his wealth story where speed and style blend. He's known for his Ford Mustang, a symbol of power and humility, valued at around $60,000, according to Essentially Sports. But don't think he stops there. With his massive income, Garland may have added a Lamborghini Urus $250,000 to his garage. Imagine him driving it through the streets of Cleveland, the engine roaring like a declaration. "I made it." Additionally, a Tesla Model S Plaid, priced at $130,000, may be in his collection, showcasing his sophistication and future-mindedness. Each car isn't just a vehicle. They're milestones, rewards he gives himself after long nights of exhausting practice. But Garland's assets aren't just material. He also has an endorsement deal with New Balance, a brand considering launching a signature shoe line in his name. While the exact value hasn't been disclosed, such a deal could bring in at least $2 to $3 million per year, based on the average for all-star caliber NBA players. Garland doesn't flaunt, but when he steps onto the court in his custom New Balance shoes, it's a reminder that he's come a long way from the days when torn shoes brought his mother to tears. Garland's wealth story also has heartwarming moments. During the pandemic, he spent his own money to buy Thanksgiving meals for 6 families in various cities, according to Essentially Sports. The amount may not be large compared to his assets, a few tens of thousands of dollars, but the gesture shows he hasn't forgotten his difficult days in Gary. One evening, driving his Mustang home after a game, he might have stopped, looked at the city lights, and whispered, "I'm not just doing this for myself." From smart investments, possibly stakes in tech startups or commercial real estate, though not publicly disclosed, to a lifestyle that's both humble and luxurious, Garland is a living testament to rising from adversity. He's not just wealthy in money, but also in will. With his net worth projected to soar to $50 million in the next few years if he maintains his performance, Garland isn't just a basketball star, he's an inspiration to anyone who's ever thought their dreams were too far-fetched. Look at him, and you'll see, from calloused hands shooting hoops on cracked asphalt to a garage full of supercars, nothing is impossible. Darius Garland is also a master at turning his hard-earned dollars into luxurious, unique experiences that leave everyone in awe. With tens of millions of dollars flowing into his account each year from his NBA contract and endorsements, Garland doesn't hesitate to enjoy life in ways many only dream of. From designer shoes and state-of-the-art gaming systems to lavish getaways, Darius Garland lives the life of someone who knows how to capitalize on success. He doesn't just spend money, he invests in joy, in moments that make his heart race, as a reminder that life isn't just about battling on the court, but also about savoring every moment beyond the spotlight. A passion for collecting rare items worth thousands of dollars. Fashion is a huge passion for Garland. He doesn't just dress well, he transforms himself into a style icon with outfits from Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Off-White. Garland often spends thousands of dollars on limited edition shoes, like the Air Jordan collaboration with Dior, priced around $10,000 a pair. On Instagram, he once showed off his new shoes, his eyes sparkling as he stepped onto the court in a bespoke suit, as if each appearance was a way for him to enjoy the fruits of his hard-working days. Garland also immerses himself in the world of gaming with a level of luxury few can match. He's a huge fan of Call of Duty, having publicly shared this passion on social media. With his massive income, he invests in a home gaming system with an 8K OLED screen and an expensive Herman Miller chair, priced around $1,500. After games, he puts on his headphones, dives into virtual battles, spending money on in-game skins and items, elevating the experience to a level only an NBA star can reach. Another special hobby of Garland's is collecting tech toys and basketball memorabilia. He's spent money to own unique items like a basketball signed by Michael Jordan or a classic arcade machine, each worth thousands of dollars. In an interview with The Athletic, he revealed his joy in finding rare items, turning his Cleveland home into a small museum of his passions. In his free time, he sits in the middle of the room, holding the signed ball, feeling a connection to the legends he admires. Additionally, Garland loves music and top-tier concert experiences. He often attends performances by artists like Drake or Travis Scott, buying VIP tickets or renting private areas for thousands of dollars. At a concert in Los Angeles, he stood in the crowd, the stage lights shining, immersing himself in the rhythm, a way for him to enjoy the freedom and energy that money brings. The above are some of Darius Garland's hobbies and interests that we have gathered from various sources. If you want to know more about the interesting details of this coach's behind-the-scenes life, we encourage you to explore other sources to get the most accurate information. Darius Garland was once a symbol of rising, but now he is caught up in scandals that have caused his image in the public eye to plummet. Trade rumors, disappointing performances, and thoughtless words have turned him from a source of pride to a source of doubt in the public eye. He still plays basketball, still scores points, but every step on the court is now heavier, as if carrying the scrutinizing eyes of millions who once trusted him. Scandals and controversies not only tarnish his image, they also leave a lingering question. Can Garland find himself again, or will he forever be a stain in the hearts of those who once loved him? Listless play, underperformance, and loss of love for the Cavaliers. The 2023-24 season marked an unwanted turning point. When Donovan Mitchell joined the Cavaliers, rumors of Garland's dissatisfaction with his role began to spread. According to The Athletic, he had a meeting with management to discuss his position on the team, though there was no clear evidence he demanded a trade. Nevertheless, Cleveland fans, who saw him as a symbol of the city after his $197 million contract in 2022, felt hurt. On social media, tweets like, "Garland doesn't want to be here anymore," appeared frequently, shaking his image, even though he never publicly confirmed his dissatisfaction. The 2024 playoffs made things even worse. In the series against the Boston Celtics, Garland averaged only 15.7 points, with a sharp drop in shooting efficiency compared to 21.6 points in the regular season, ESPN. In Game 4, he left the court early due to a back injury, leaving the team in a difficult position. Despite the team confirming his health issues, fans did not accept it. They criticized him for a lack of fighting spirit, calling it a disappointing performance for an all-star. On forums, people wrote, "He disappeared when the team needed him most." From a player who once overcame injuries to shine, Garland is now seen as someone who cannot handle the pressure. Additionally, a comment in a Run It Back podcast interview in October 2024 escalated things. When talking about the pressure of playing, Garland admitted that he sometimes felt tired of the expectations. Although he did not intend to give up, the statement was misinterpreted by the public as an irresponsible attitude. Some longtime fans sighed, feeling like he was no longer the resilient young man they were once proud of. Public opinion quickly painted him as a young star who lacked maturity, even though he remained silent in the face of criticism. Darius Garland now carries a different image, no longer the perfect talent he was once praised for. Trade rumors, underperformance in the playoffs, and careless words have caused him to lose points in the public eye. He still takes the court, still scores points, but every step now seems heavier under the skeptical eyes. These controversies not only tarnish his reputation, they also evoke sadness about a star who once promised more than he is showing. Darius Garland's marriage and private life, a hidden corner that fans are always curious about, but rarely revealed. As a bright star of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Garland has made millions of hearts flutter with his skillful plays, but when the stage lights go out, he chooses to lock the door to his personal world. At 25, with a soaring career, he remains a mystery. No wife, no children, no public relationships. This makes us wonder, is his private life as lonely as the long nights he used to spend on the bench? Not ready for love and family. Darius Garland was born in Gary, Indiana, embraced by the loving arms of his parents, Winston and Felicia Garland. He grew up with 5 siblings, a large family where kinship was a solid foundation. But as he entered the NBA world, Garland seemed to build an invisible wall. There are no photos with a girlfriend on Instagram, no sentimental tweets about love. According to Sportskeeda, he reportedly has no girlfriend and keeps all details of his love life private. Is he too busy with three-pointers, or has his heart been broken in silence, like the way he recovered from his knee injury years ago? One evening after a game, Garland returned to his luxurious apartment in Cleveland. He sank into the sofa, his New Balance shoes still smelling of the court, lying quietly in the corner of the room. His phone lit up with a message from his mother asking about his health, but there was no message from someone special. Perhaps he had stood in front of the mirror, wondering, "Am I ready to love?" But then his eyes turned to the basketball, his greatest love, a companion who never betrays him. For someone who overcame poverty and pressure to reach the top, that independence is both powerful and heartbreaking. Although there are no signs of marriage or a serious relationship, Garland does not live in isolation. He often returns to Nashville, where his family still waits with warm meals. Rare moments he shares on social media, like a photo with his brother Desmond, show that he cherishes his roots. But when night falls, when the cheers of the audience fade away, we can't help but wonder, beneath that confident exterior, does he yearn for a day to hold someone's hand and walk through the door of life? Or does he still choose to keep his heart only for basketball? For Garland, love may be waiting, but now he is a man of the court, and that is a story that makes us both admire and feel sorry for him. Darius Garland is not only a bright star on the basketball court, but also a shining example of compassion, leaving a deep impression on the community through meaningful charitable acts. Born in Gary, Indiana, a small city full of difficulties, Garland understands the value of sharing. With millions of dollars from his NBA contract, he doesn't keep it for himself, but uses it to light up hope for those who need it most, making us deeply moved by the big heart of this 25-year-old. Distributing warm coats to homeless children. One of Garland's notable efforts was organizing the distribution of warm coats at Banneker School in Gary in 2023, according to the Chicago Crusader. He stood there amidst the cheering children, handing out coats to 40 students, his eyes sparkling with joy as if he had scored a decisive basket on the court. "I want them to know that someone out there cares about them," he once told a close friend, his voice warm and sincere. Not stopping there, Garland also sponsored toys, Thanksgiving meals, and basketball camps for children in Gary and Cleveland, where he plays for the Cavaliers. His influence goes beyond numbers. In 2022, Garland partnered with Pepsi to donate $37,000 in scholarships and equipment to St. Martin de Porres School during All-Star, according to Fear the Sword. He appeared at the ceremony, smiling brightly as he watched the school band put on their new uniforms. A teacher at the school shared that Garland's contribution not only helped improve the quality of education, but also encouraged students' learning spirit. These actions are not just about money, they demonstrate his commitment to creating better opportunities for the younger generation. Garland also founded the Darius Garland Youth Basketball League, providing a playground for young talents in Tennessee and California. He regularly participates in training camps, directly instructing and encouraging young players. This program helps provide facilities, competition opportunities, and career development guidance for many young people passionate about sports. Garland's community activities reflect his desire to help children in difficult circumstances, just as he was supported on his journey. Each coat, each meal, each scholarship he gives is not merely material, but an investment in the future of young people. Garland is not just a star on the court, but also a positive contributor to the community, using his influence to create real change. In 2025, Darius Garland is at the peak of his career, a bright star in the Cleveland Cavaliers jersey with the beating heart of a warrior. This season, he averaged 21.3 points and 6.7 assists per game, according to StatMuse, leading the team with incredible form. After the dark days of injury and doubt, Garland is now a symbol of resilience, a 25-year-old man who not only plays basketball, but also inspires millions who have faced adversity like him. Every time he steps onto the court, his eyes burn brightly, as if to tell the world that nothing can stop him anymore. Leading the East and aiming for an NBA championship. Currently, Garland is enjoying his glorious days. He's just returned from a short-term hip injury, ready to face the Los Angeles Clippers tonight, according to ESPN Updates. The 2025 All-Star Game in February was a testament to his talent. He not only participated, but also reached the final round of the three-point contest, leaving his mark with 19 points in the final game, according to Fox Sports. But for Garland, it's not just about glory. Long nights reviewing tapes, sweat soaking his shirt after each practice, and moments he sits quietly in the locker room thinking about his journey from Gary, Indiana, are all part of who he is today. Looking ahead to 2025, Garland isn't stopping. He aims to lead the Cavaliers to the NBA Finals, a dream he once whispered to his father, Winston, as a boy clutching a ball bigger than his arms. He's focusing on improving his defense, as praised by teammate Isaac Okoro on Hoops Hype. He wants to lock down the big stars. Off the court, Garland plans to expand his youth basketball camp, bringing opportunities to kids like him. When the season ends, he might stand on the podium, look at the crowd and say, "This is for Gary, for my family." For Garland, 2025 isn't just a year. It's a promise of an enduring legacy. Darius Garland's life offers a profound lesson about the power of perseverance and belief. From his difficult days in Gary, Indiana, where poverty and hardship surrounded him, he overcame it all with an old basketball and an indomitable will, rising to become a shining star in the NBA, living in wealth with luxurious trips and a dazzling spotlight. Although scandals once shook his image, he stood firm, continuing to inspire with relentless effort. That journey reminds us that no matter how low our starting point, as long as we hold on to our passion and never give up, anyone can write their own story, from darkness to light. Finally, all the information in this video is gathered from reliable sources and is for reference only. We encourage you to explore other sources for the most accurate information. Thank you for taking the time to watch the story of Darius Garland, an inspiring journey from difficult days to a brilliant peak. If you find this video valuable, please hit the like button to support me. Share it with your friends to spread this story, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications to not miss the next great content. You are the motivation for me to tell stories like this, so I cherish each one of you.